Humility is the quickest way to advancement. Y'all probably looking at me like, why the fuck is this bitch on here crying? I'm being purposeful right now because I had a vision. I've been purposeful lately, so I know my vision is about to come into reality very quickly because I can see how quickly, now that I'm being purposeful, my YouTube is slowly growing. It ain't going to be a lot to y'all, but I've been on this mug for 3 years, and now that I'm being purposeful, it's growing just because I'm getting these messages out. Why is she crying? Because I have discernment. And I feel like God just answered my prayers to a question I've been having on my mind since last May. I've been manifesting time and financial freedom so I can do God's work. Why? Because I've connected to people all my life. What does that mean? Have you ever heard we're all connected? I'm over here thinking, like, first of all, I'm all over the place because I'm so scared to get on here and make this video. And I have been on this journey with overcoming my fears. And I got to make this video. The first reason why I'm making this video is because I feel like this video is going to be seen because I'm speaking my truth. So I truly believe the universe is going to align me with that magnetic energy for the people that need to get this video. First of all, part of the fear is me being dressed like this. Why? First of all, I think I am fat. My mom has called me fat since I was a teenager because I was always more curvier than her. She's petite. I have curves. Second of all, I've had kids since fresh out of high school. I feel like I've never had a flat stomach. Even when I did have a flat stomach, I still thought in my mind I was fat because I was 110 pounds, a size 3, but because my mom weighed a size 0, she always degraded me as a kid. Damn, I don't want to cry to y'all, but I want y'all to get what I'm about to say. Actually, I don't even care. See me cry, see these tears. I'm about to talk about shit people don't talk about because I want you to be able to relate to me. I ain't got no friends, for real. Everybody wants to be around me. I ain't got no friends because, let me stop. I have friends. I don't have, me and my friends are not as close as I desire to be. I feel safe to be. That's the word we're going to use. I feel safe. Where I am going, everybody can't be with me. And I have connections with people since I was kids. And I had to leave because I'm growing and they not. So y'all, I've been like by myself for real. I've gone through places where I wasn't by myself, but for real, when it came down to like the way my loyalty is, the way I am, the way that I love for people, I've been by myself. But I have always been blessed. It's so crazy because my friends always feel like I've had it, but they have no idea some of the stuff that I have sacrificed for people that could have put me in, that could have locked me up. And I truly believe the only reason why I did not go that route is because I have favor because of what I choose to do, which is live by my heart, and it's hard. But I've done it all my life. It's all I know. I can't help it. I'll do it for anybody. I have a big heart. That big heart is like being equivalent to Jesus. You get abused, you get abused, you get abused, and all you want to do is love people. But people are battling their own things, and you don't realize that everybody goes through different journeys. So all of their perceptions are different. And if we don't connect with one another, We don't get to know one another. So we don't understand one another. Let me tell you what that means. Just because you've been with somebody for 10 years doesn't mean that you've known them. So just because you've known somebody for a certain amount of time doesn't mean that you know them. When we're getting into these relationships with people, whether you're making new friends or you're dating, it's because you're connecting in that short period of time, but then you rush stuff. And that honeymoon phase, as they call it, those temporary moments of what feels like joy, happiness, good, your vibration is high, they go away after a while and you see people for who they are and it's hard. But because of how they making you feel, you take a lot of abuse. Well, first of all, you're connecting with that person. You ever been with somebody and you be like, I don't know what I seen in them. Y'all connected at some point. No matter where you were in life, y'all connected, which means you can technically grow with the person. You can make stuff work. It's what you choose. You got to know about you so you can know what you will tolerate, so you can set the proper boundaries. But let's go back to this outfit because I'll get off track. Let me show y'all something. I hate this. I've been a mom since I graduated from high school. My body has always felt ruined to me. You know what's funny? As I started going viral on Instagram, those trolls, what do? They channel to your goddamn negative thoughts that you feel about yourself. That's why you get so mad. That's why you on that mug arguing, because they've affected you emotionally. They seen something that you see in yourself and it bothered you or it hurt because you agree with it. I'm not fat. I have flaws. I can pay to get this fixed. I am fine. At 34 years old, it's a lot of people that can't mess with me. I probably look crazy right now, but no, I'm beautiful. And when I say crazy, I just like to carry myself a certain way, but I want you guys to just see me as I am in this house right now. Now I'm looking like this because I get up early. You know, I do my little morning things that I have to do. Unfortunately, I don't got to be at work till 10, but you know, I got to get up because by the time that I get off, it's almost 7. I got to cook, clean, and still hopefully not be too tired to make time for myself. So we got to find a balance. I want to take my life to a certain level. I'm manifesting time and financial freedom for my kids, so I have to sacrifice and do things that make me uncomfortable. Like getting on here right now telling y'all all my business. But I know it's relatable and I know you feel what I'm saying. I have to schedule myself to get up when I don't feel like it. Get up when I can have that choice to sleep in a few hours longer. This is me being purposeful. So I wanted to get on here originally and talk about spiritual warfare. But I was like, let me get my vibration raised. Let me do some things that I be scared to do usually. And the things I be scared to do is things that I was criticized of as I was a kid. But the thing is, I really think I was doing my thing as a kid, and my mom just was a hater. And I hate to talk about my mama like that because I love her. I don't think she was trying to be a hater on purpose. I just think sometimes we have certain conditions and stuff, and I think that I was just free. I was always respectful. I was a military brat, so I had to be consumed under rules. My dad was an officer. My family was in the law. I was in and out of church. It was almost like I was equivalent to a pastor's daughter, but we was in and out of the church. You know what I mean? Like, it was so many rules. All I've ever had is rules. I hate rules. Rebellious to rules. I'm not irresponsible. As a kid, I figured this stuff out. I've been taking care of people since I was 17, starting with my son's father. I'm not proud of it, but this is my journey. I can't help with the cards I was dealt with. It starts with who raised you. What environment were you put in? I decided to get on camera like this because I have a certain type of job. I have these certain type of businesses. I'm perceived as, I did an OnlyFans for 2 months just to prove a point to myself because I felt like I lost it. Made some money, it no longer resonated, but it made me overcome certain fears. I got so much respect on the strength of anything I wanted to do, I could just use as a platform, and people knew that I wasn't out here just doing whatever. And it's nothing against people who decide to go that lane, because I truly believe it's a lane for everybody. What does that mean? It means that it's going to be some things based off of the cards that we were dealt with, and whether you choose to unlearn certain beliefs, that it might not be easy for you to understand why certain people make the choices that they make. But knowing your mind and knowing your heart, especially, don't nobody out, no, nobody truly want to be out here messed up, doing messed up things. Didn't nobody truly wants to be fucked up. Another thing, I'm one of the most spiritual individuals ever. The older I get and I'm learning things, I realize I've been doing this stuff all my life. That's why I've been facing such hard spiritual warfare, to where man tried to put anxiety on me, and I believed it. Where men tried to put depression on me, and I believed it. And that's my fault. And I can blame my parents for lack of knowledge, but I can't blame my parents because they went through different journeys and they don't know what they don't know. And I know, and I truly ultimately know and believe my parents want the best for me. But they can only show it to the best of their ability. Now, yes, it is their fault that they may not choose to grow, but we can really not point the finger, because we all have areas of improvement. We all learn different lessons differently. We all take different journeys. Some of us are more hard-headed than others. We learn our lessons differently. The way that I might get that lesson, you might not get that same lesson the same way. It might not click for you the same way that it clicked for me. Yours might have had to get learned through a relationship. Mine might have had to get learned from losing a job. But however you get it is how you get it. The thing is that you're getting it and you're still growing. Back to this outfit. I got on this in here because I was upstairs, like, I'm gonna do this video on spiritual warfare. I'm about to get myself dancing, blah blah blah. I probably shouldn't even be listening, as they say, if you put a label on me, to some of the music, but I like ratchet sometimes. Okay? Yes, I love everything in a sense. Not really a fan of country, but I can't say I really gave it. Yeah, I gave it. I worked in the banks and stuff for quite some time. I've been in corp. I gave it a chance. It's depressing to me, but that's okay. I'm sure it's one country song out there I will rock with, but that's just not my lane. You know what I mean? But I'm not against it. I don't disrespect the ones who like it, love it. But this is me and what I mess with, what I relate to. I like ratchet sometimes. I put blame on myself, like, oh, should I really be listening to this? But I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because my kids are going to still live their life. They're going to be connected with different peoples. I really can't stop them from what they go through because they have their own journeys too. I need to be aware. That's where I can start. So I was listening to Lotto Put It on the Floor again. I listened to that shit about. I listened to the song a couple of times, but shoot, I was watching the video and I was in my room vibing, and I was just like, let me change, because I was in my mirror dancing, acting like I was out here in these streets, because I don't be out here in these streets. And I'll dance in my room the way that I won't dance. But actually, I realized, like, I got a little bit of masculine energy, y'all. Okay, it is what it is. Like, I don't really feel like I know how to twerk, but I feel like I know how to shake this ass. But twerking really ain't my thing. Like, I probably look like it. I'll definitely learn, but I'm a little more masculine. Like, I don't like girls, but if I think I liked them, like, I would definitely be that nigga. This sounds crazy to some people who watching it, but y'all not, you know what? I'm not for you. So if it ain't resonating, keep it moving, and the ones gonna keep watching it that it resonates. Cause remember, we talking about real shit that we go through. You know, the shit people don't want to say out loud. So judge yourself. Cause it's my journey. And the things that I had to go through has made me stop caring what other people think. Cause I know my heart and I know my intentions and I know my purpose. And when you are that I don't even want to use the word sure. when you are that aware of what you're supposed to be out here doing and what you're capable of doing and the good that you've put out in this world, I don't care about who don't understand me. Again, I'm not for everybody, but I'm talking to the ones that want to listen. So, you guys, I've had so many rules put on me. I was like a robot most of my life. I was scared to do things because I was scared of what other people would say or certain things that I believe. Because when you're a kid and you're by yourself for real and you don't really have like a mom, like she's there. Here I go crying. She's there, and I'm not crying because I can't have this conversation. I'm crying because I don't talk about it. So I still feel, and I haven't sat in these emotions. So it's good to go sit in those emotions and let it out. So I'm releasing it to y'all because I don't talk about it. But the next time I talk about it, guess what? It's going to be easier to talk about because I sat in those emotions, and God is going to reveal what I need to learn as I'm getting it out because I'm no longer sitting in them and then letting them just sit, and then it's still building character in me and it's shaping me to who I am. I'm unlearning beliefs that don't resonate with my life no more because I want to grow and get to a certain level. And you have to leave that stuff alone. It's like equivalent to the Old Testament in the Bible. Like this shit all around be saying the same thing, y'all. And again, I'm all over the place, but I'm releasing this. Let me go back to this outfit because I done told y'all about this outfit about 4 times. Y'all probably like, sis, get to the point. I can't. I'm releasing everything. I'm telling y'all everything because people are not talking about it, and I just can't relate to other people. So I'm going to sit here, and whoever going to fucking watch me, y'all going to just listen to me let this shit out. Let me go back to this outfit. So because of the career that I have, because I'm a mom, I wouldn't typically be on here, right? Looking like this. I was minding my own fucking business, and I was practicing because I'm like, shit, where my purpose is taking me, I'm going to have to public speak eventually. So let me get on live and let people just look at me, and they need to judge their goddamn selves because I'm overcoming my fears and I'm growing. So I'm going to be on this bitch crying. I keep talking about how spiritual I am. I cuss, but I don't care who judges me because, again, we know what feels good to us and we don't know. And we can connect to what's good and what's not. So I know who keeps watching is watching because they relate to what I'm saying. Hello, whoever you are. Anyways, I'm on here talking about my shit because I feel like I can't connect with people because nobody's talking about the real shit that they go through. Everybody be lying because people don't have good intentions. But back to this outfit, because I've been talking about this damn outfit about 6 times and I keep getting off track. I wouldn't typically be on no shit like this. I was saying earlier because I feel like I'm fat. Because my mom has been telling me since I was 110 pounds when I was a kid that I'm fat. Because she was a 0 and I was a 3. I was curvy. She was petite. She's built like a white girl. She looks like a white girl. So I had to deal with people saying she's jealous of me all my life. Why the fuck would my mom be jealous of me? Why don't you love me? So those beliefs I agreed with. I didn't ever believe I was ugly because I was told I was pretty all my life, but I still felt like I was ugly. I'm just not really embracing who I am. I know I'm pretty, but I compared myself to other people who didn't seem to have flaws in that area that I might, and I still beat myself up about it. We know how we feel internally. But back to this outfit. I was upstairs, raising my vibration because I was going to get on here and do a video today about discernment and spiritual warfare. But then I was practicing this public speaking because I started having a revelation while I was listening to Put It on the Floor again. And that was my first time really like watching the video and listening and dancing to it or whatever because I've been listening to the TikToks, the Reels or whatever to come on, but I ain't never really listened to the video until today. So I ran that stuff about 3 times back, right? So I was dancing to it, doing, in my zone, using my little imagination, doing things in my room that I typically wouldn't do out in public, right? And I enjoyed myself, right? And I was like, I need to make this video because I kind of want to write this down as like proof since my discernment is A1 because I realize where I'm going I'm not about to be for everybody. I'm going to be for a lot of people, but I'm going to have some battles. And it's going to be with people and what they say. But I know again what my purpose is. And I know who I am and where my heart is. And just because, for instance, I have a relationship with God and I want to help people become the best versions of themselves, doesn't mean I can't be out here if I feel like it that day, even if it's once a day a year. And the rest is out in public and the rest is in my bedroom. If I want to shake my ass, be with a stripper today. I mean, you got to be careful with what you allow yourself to do, but you shouldn't constrain yourself to not doing what feels good to you. You just have to be aware. I am going to talk about spiritual warfare. You have to be aware with who you connect with, because whether you believe it or not, there are still spirits. Okay? Whether you believe it or not, it's still happening. So it's good to educate yourself on what is going on. Because what is spiritual warfare? It's basically the battle of you using your heart, which is going God's way, or you being lost in your mind, which is technically where Satan, if that's what you believe in, your ego, if that's what you believe in, it's your mind, it's your thoughts. And those thoughts are coming based off your experiences. And certain things are going to make you, those things that you don't believe good about yourself. But when you start hearing certain things, that's seeing things that you are not, and you start believing those, it could lead you to going into certain things, which can cause you to be manipulated. You can connect with certain people that may not have the best intentions for you, and it can cause confusion. And when you're not self-aware, things get cloudy and you don't have the discernment to see people for who they are. It's the battlefield of the mind. Like, all I'm saying, y'all, is to believe in something and constantly work on doing things that make you feel good. As long as you are doing things that make you feel good and you're not putting all that energy and love into just everybody else and you're forgetting about yourself, you will be just fine. Whatever journey takes you to get there is how you get there. Whatever that causes you to believe in, that's what you believe in. But if you can remember that, that's going to get you so much further in life and get you closer to so much happiness. This is what I mean by that. There are going to be things. I keep talking about this outfit that I won't get on here in because of me not feeling like I'm sexy enough to be in this. But I'll do it in my room because I just wouldn't wear it in public because I'm still believing certain things my mom say. I got scars. I got stretch marks. I think I'm gonna pay for a tummy tuck. A little nervous, but I'm gonna get out of that energy before I go. Believe that. But I want to work out. It makes me feel good, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I be in there fearful. I look fucking stupid. That's really why I don't go to the gym. You can't go. Men be wanting to fuck with you. Girls hate on you. Like, you got to go through too much shit. And then I just haven't overcame not giving a fuck what everybody think at the gym yet, while I look and learn these goddamn things. And while I look and learn these goddamn things, the workouts, without looking fucking stupid. I still worry about that. And then, I'm cute, so more people looking at me, which is obvious. We know how people are. They're sexual creatures. Or they put certain fucking judgment on you because you can't help how you look, whatever. But you got to deal with all this extra attention. But also, I could have a different reality once I learn how to give a fuck. So don't get too caught up in that. It's just something why I ain't got there. I got a fucking gym, right? Wasn't using that. I made the excuse. Well, some of them damn machines, I don't like that they don't clean the way I feel like they should. It don't smell clean when I go in there. It smells like gym. So it's just like, but I can do other shit. So maybe this is something for me while I'm releasing this out. Maybe as I'm getting up at 6 in the morning, I'm talking about I'm doing all these other things. I was dancing, so that was me being active. I need to freaking exercise more since I'm still feeling certain belief. Because when you're manifesting certain things and you're seeing yourself differently, because I don't see myself like that no more. I know this stuff is shifting and everybody tells me different, that everybody thinks I'm sexy. So Not everybody, but the motherfuckers that matter and I think it, and that's all that fucking the right motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about no troll. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what y'all think. But I'm gonna do what makes me feel good. That's the point. So I got on here because at first I was like, I ain't gonna get on here because I got certain, reputations, but my reputation is my character, okay? And I got on here because I said, I want the girls that do feel comfortable like this, who do feel good about themselves, to see me like this because I feel good in this. And ain't nothing wrong with this. And ain't nothing wrong with how you feel as long as you're doing it because it makes you good and not because you're trying to get other attention. Because you have to think about the energy that you attract. Okay? For instance, I think that it is a beautiful thing. And I don't think it's no shade to women out here who feel like I'm about to get this man for money or I'm not fucking with you because you're not doing nothing for me. However you get it is how you get it. But you have to also remember the energy that you put out in the atmosphere, okay? It comes back. So if you're having repeated cycles in your life of things that you want changes in, you have to look in within because that's where the change is going to start. Otherwise, it's insanity. Niggas too. People who living with people or loving on people for the things that they do for them and, doing people wrong, taking advantage of others. You got to think about the energy that you put out. I know that where I'm going to be so powerful and get to so many people. I'm going to shift their mindset so much, but I'm going to face so much wrath because everybody is not going to get me, but when they hear me, they're going to know I'm speaking truth. But it's going to be people that are going to come for me. So I'm making this video because I want this to be proof that I've said it. I've seen it. And I want this to also be a reminder, and I want this to be inspiration for individuals in their journeys as well. Because sometimes people feel like they have to have seeing is believing for them to shift, and that's not faith or trusting. But you don't have to trust me. I want you to trust you. That's what I'm promoting. I want you to work on becoming your better self because this shit is not as hard as we think it is. And I'm really thinking about drawing a roadmap for different ways for you guys to be able to at least start. I feel like that's what's wrong with a lot of churches. Not all churches, but a lot. I think it's in too much preaching and not enough teaching because you're delivering people and you're making them feel good and they have this temporary motivation. I want to do better, but they're still going through their warfare. They can't always come. Yeah, they were aligned to come that day. They try to do it. It was easier doing what was uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable doing what you're not familiar with. And you need a community, you need support. You can't feel like you're the only one going through things. That's why I'm on here talking, just telling y'all my business, because people are not relatable no more. I look at people in church. I'm back in church, by the way, not because I agree with everything that churches do. I need a community right now. Why? I got my own shit. My daughter is 11 years old, suicidal. My son is 15 years old, just was trying to attempt to smoke weed. Made me feel like a horrible mom. Like, I'm here with them. I don't be nowhere. I don't get fluid. Like, I'm taking care of my kids, giving them the best life. I was emotional, unavailable. I was going through my own goddamn shit. We're human. I ain't about to beat myself up about that. It's the area of improvement. I see an area I needed to tighten up in. Tightens. More aware. That's how we learn. We're not perfect. I wasn't taught certain things. I was a kid. You know what I mean? I grew up with my son. but I'm there. We talk. I know him. He got his own stuff. So the biggest thing I can do as a parent is help. As a parent is help my son and my daughter learn how to think. So I have to be on the right track. That's how you save your babies. Love on them. Connect with them. Talk to them. Start with giving them your energy. You see how messed up these kids are out here? I want to help them. Some people not going to agree with me. Church don't always be resonating. I'm like, I went back there because I need a community. I'm in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, by myself. I don't really have any friends or family here for real. I outgrew the ones that I was loving on. They needed me. They didn't fuck with me. How I'm friends with somebody that I see maybe once, twice a year. We live in the same city. Or I'll see you often if you trying to leave your nigga or something or need me, and I'm doing stuff like selling stuff from my boutique out here hustling in these streets, giving you half of $1,000. You know what I mean? Not asking for nothing. You've never done nothing for me. Not to say stuff like that, but that's how people do me. And then what they say, when the hate didn't work, they start telling lies. That shit really hurts. But I got to a point where it was like, you know what? If that's how you want to do me, like after all the things that, good riddance. Release the energy. It no longer serves you. Think about where you were when you was rocking with that person. Some of us hold on to relationships that we've had since we were kids because loyalty is big to us. But we really got to think about how people treat us. I'm on here being me. If you got a problem with it, if you feel like I'm less connected to God based off of how I carry myself, that's your problem. If you think like I don't have a right to wear this because it's not appealing to your eyes, that's your problem. I'm not on this earth to make nobody happy. I'm on this earth to make myself happy. You have to be happy before you can even make anybody else happy. Did you know that when you're happy and your vibration is really so high to the point where and you just glow. People see the light in you. People are drawn to your energy. Like, you have a light on you that people are going to love and also envy. When you on your stuff, when you really know, sometimes people have lights on them and they don't even know it. That's really tough. I was people. Definitely didn't understand a lot of stuff. Again, I had anxiety. I had depression and anxiety. And then, like when you believe something, that messes up your manifestations. That messes up what you're praying for. That messes up your mindset because you can't be losing weight trying to get smaller and you still think you fat. Or you can't be trying to lose weight and can't believe that you can be smaller. That's why people notice the weight loss before you do. Duh. Their confirmations helps your confirmation. It's so messed up because we don't know so much. That's why we need a community to be able to connect and relate. So I encourage you guys to subscribe. I've been watching these celebrities, Krishan Rock. It's easy to point the finger and blame other people because we see other people's stories, and some of us are so consumed in their stories we think we know them. We have no idea why they make the decisions. We have no idea what they go through. If you actually read up about them and you think about it and you show some compassion, you might see where they are in life and might want to touch your hand and love on them. Connect with them and show them a better way and encourage it. Stop pointing out the flaws and start, what would you do different? Say something more positive. I don't know. It's like, it used to be lack of communication. That used to be real big with people and why we couldn't connect. Now it's like accountability. I think the pandemic played a big deal with it because I think it caused a lot of division. Everybody is so selfish and everybody is so for themselves these days. So it's kind of like everybody doesn't have the best intentions for you. And depending on where you are, if you don't have discernment, you won't see people for who they are. It's crazy, but it's the truth. I I've been spending a lot of time living in solitude. Um, it's been a beautiful, I'm not going to use the word ugly, definitely challenging. The growth from it is too beautiful, so I'm not going to call it ugly. If my mindset wasn't where it's at, I definitely would call it horrible. But I probably would have self-destructed myself and I wouldn't be where I am. It's hard, y'all. But when you want different, you really have to change your environment. It's so funny, like when I used to go to church, it would be so hard because church puts too many rules and they didn't educate or teach enough of what they meant by certain things. It's kind of like, you know, the teachings came from our older generation. So they were not telling us stuff. It was because I said so. If they said something, it was because I said so. I think our generation, I'm 34, we talked more, you know what I mean? Or let the kids express themselves more. Not necessarily saying it was the best thing, but people definitely have more voices. People are definitely more open minded. You know what I mean? Because we clearly didn't agree with how our parents did stuff. You saying because you don't know, you know what I mean? Or not because you don't know, because I said so, and technically that way wasn't the best way, and then you learn better ways. It's like, really? But you can't get mad because, again, our parents be wanting the best. Most of them. I know some feel like it, they don't care. How they show it, ultimately people want to do the best. How people make their decisions and the choices, I don't understand everybody's stuff, but I can definitely have some compassion for people's journeys. It's life is motherfucker. I was in and out of church. Church had these rules that they were telling me it was too many because I said so, and it was not enough helping me understand what are you talking about. So you create narratives in your head and you come up with your own things. And when that stuff you don't agree with it, like, man, this stuff too hard, it actually pushes you away from it. I went back to church because of the community. Because again, my daughter is suicidal, and I think it was lack of emotional availability on my end. I didn't know how my parents were not available. I kind of had to learn this stuff through books and school. Um, my jobs, just my journey, my spirituality has what's taught me to be better when it helps to help in the mind, controlling your thoughts, learning what's your thoughts, learning when God's like reading has helped me with that, and then understanding what feels like truth, what you know what I mean, what I believe in, allocating that stuff, unlearning old beliefs, habits. When I'm starting to see how science is connecting with the body, and the body is connecting with the mind, and the mind is connecting with spirit, and when I'm learning how this shit works, and you're seeing it still say the same thing in the Bible, but you're hearing these rules from man, that's why you got to know yourself and you got to go off of what feels good to you. And again, like I was saying earlier, that journey might look different from everybody. It might not look the same for everybody. And I feel like, who are we to judge? Like, for instance, stripper. Stripper wouldn't align with me, right? But I wouldn't discredit who the hell is and who's making their bag. But I went through a different journey where I haven't had to make that choice. I don't know where that person was, and who am I to judge their journey? For instance, let's use Alexis Sky for example. I think it's crazy how people are putting, they just watch her. They just watch her page and think that they know her, and they're judging her life based off of what they believe their journey, of what it should look like for her change, her growth. I think it's crazy because she chooses to publicly speak about her relationship, and because of what that looks like to somebody or how their relationship should look or what they think, she's judged based off of her past. Do we not grow? Were you not the same person 10 years ago that you are today? No, I bet you a lot has changed. You learned a lot. You went through some shit. What you learned as a child you might not agree with as an adult. Like, she ain't gotta resonate. It's too many other lanes. Like, everybody has their own lane. And I feel like people need to quit fucking caring what other people think and just do more of what makes them feel good. And if that's sliding your ass goddamn down a pole because where you are in your life, that bag is what's making you feel like good, I encourage you to do more of it. If right now you going to church every damn day and that's what makes you feel good, I encourage you to do more of it. Just be purposeful. Because when you do that, your vibration raises. When you're in that, you go into a flow state of mind. You're able to have clarity, which means that the things that you usually over here second guessing, what does she mean by that? Is that nigga trying to play me? It will be clear as day. You ain't got to second guess nothing. You're going to be like, thank you, God. Or whoever you believe in. Thank you, universe. And guess what? Some of that shit gonna hurt because it's gonna hurt when it's gonna be the closest people to you that's gonna reveal they the ones that hurt you the most. But when you have a certain anointing on your life, everybody can't go with you. When you actually understand that and you get into acceptance and you learn to live in solitude and just actually become more self-aware, you're going to see it for yourself and you're going to actually be like, I probably shouldn't have been friends with this person that long. I probably should have removed them out of my circle a while ago. But we all learn differently. We learn at different paces. I'm hard-headed as hell. I'm one of the most selfless individuals ever. People definitely don't have a heart like mine. And I say that very humbly. It was a very painful journey. I had to shift my mindset to look at the beauty in who I am. And then I had to realize, Nadine, you don't have to love on everybody. You have to be careful with who you give your energy to. What does that mean? Man, that means you have to be selective with who you actually have access to you. Like right now, I've been in the city for 6 years. I really don't have any friends. The friends that I did have, I connected with them at a certain point because clearly I was vibrating low as hell. It was hurtful when I see how people play their hands, but are you really my friend if I see you maybe once or twice a year? And I see you the most when you going through something and you need me to come through and be out here hustling with my shit from my boutique or, you know what I mean, my businesses to make you money, and I don't really hear from you. You go back to the person that's doing you wrong. I mean, you make your choices how you make your choices, but when you fall out with those people and they start saying little shit like lies on you and stuff, it just be easier to we not aligned no more. When you have the discernment, it's easier to just let go of certain relationships because you start seeing people for who they are. When you in chaos and you in the wrong environments, it's kind of hard to see stuff. You know what I mean? Because we're connecting with people for those temporary moments of what may feel like joy, happiness, or whatever. And then again, you're seeing a person for who you are, but because of how they make you feel or because of the history or the length of friendship or of a relationship, we kind of stay in stuff a little longer because it takes us a minute to really see stuff. We get comfortable. We're human beings. But, man, life is hard. It's hard. It's an ever-growing process. And I'm learning, like, the more I'm educating on how this shit really works, like, you really have to stop living out of survivor mode and really figure out what is your purpose. And that doesn't necessarily mean you doing something in the church. Like, that's not what that is. Purpose is you doing something that's bigger than, it's going to help somebody bigger than just yourself. You know what I mean? It's going to shift somebody to the greater good. It's putting something good out, something that you're good at, how you can help more people change in a way. That's being purposeful. Doing something that you love, you know you're making an impact on somebody in a positive way. Whatever that looks like. But we all feel good at doing something. Anyways, I'm trying to do a live a day because, again, for those of you who have been watching, I've been encouraging people who are starting their YouTube channels to start doing lives because I don't know if YouTube wants us to promote them more, but usually they put you in the algorithm that says, and my views are showing it for my own tracking purposes from my little struggle with trying to grow my YouTube channel. But people are still watching the videos even if nobody's coming on here. So yeah, at first it seems weird, but when you start going, you get comfortable after a while and things get easier. Because I definitely felt weird when I first got on here. And you can look at my previous videos and I'm sure see the growth. But it's definitely bringing me followers like a lot quicker. Things ain't going viral, but I'm not on here to do that. I know that'll come in when God wants me to have that. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm just trying to release this shit and get these messages out. That's me being purposeful. That's me doing something that I would do without being paid. So it's like, this works for me right now. It makes me feel good. Then I'm going to go clock in. I'm being purposeful at work. I'm going to make these sales, get my money, and grow. But I want to help y'all grow too. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. This was a video that I was more so just releasing. So for everybody ain't going to be able to get it. I'm just more so just talking about my growth, my flaws. Because again, people are not out here connecting with each other. People are not being real about what they go through and who they are. So it's really hard to connect with somebody. You know what I mean? When you don't really have nothing in common. I really think that's why it's so hard for the church. Like, I went back to church right now, not because I believe in everything that they saying, because I think if I wasn't as spiritually mature, then I would definitely not be able to be up in there. But I'm there for the community right now because I'm here alone. My baby is suicidal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got parents that I can just have real talk conversations for guidance. My guidance comes from books. I ain't got no, I got friends, but I can't take advice from their asses. No shade to them. Some of them, but not for certain topics. And maybe I could, but my friends ain't being real. I'm an open book. So it take for me to talk about my struggles for somebody to be like, oh, I went through that too. And then be like, you call yourself certain titles or you think you have relationships, but it's like, damn, they don't know by just saying, hey, this is how I handled this. That could have probably helped me learn a lesson. But different things happen for a different reason. So back to the church. I'm there for the community right now because I just need to be around more positive things. I need more things to do with these kids since I have to be careful with what I give my energy access to while I'm living in solitude. Basically waiting for the universe to align me with the right people to help me elevate to the next level. I've outgrown a lot of my friends. So I don't see them a lot, but I got whoever's supposed to be here right now is here, and I'm grateful for that. But the church, I have a really good pastor. I like him because he's very open minded and he teaches when he preaches. So it's not like rules, rules, rules. You know what I mean? What I don't really respect is I pay attention to how quiet the church gets when he's saying some real shit. I've been a person who ain't never said nothing in church. I'll be in there like, yeah, I can't believe. I sometimes be like, you know what? Humility the quickest way to advancement, but I relate to it. I remember once upon a time I couldn't understand it. He's saying real shit, real life shit that we go through. And what's funny is it's crickets in the church. And it's been like that all my life, all I can remember. People ain't saying yeah. And my question is why? Why are we not talking about real shit? Why are we just faking it, faking it, faking it? Do y'all not want to heal? If y'all connect with other people and act like y'all human beings, like, you know how much we could shift? People rather go through spiritual warfare, whether they believe in the shit or not. It's still happening. If you're not happy with where you are, And it's everybody in some type of way is basically telling you, they're still giving you the same rules. People been taking deep breaths. Like, for instance, I wish somebody would have told me to meditate. Sit in silence with God. When you in your thoughts all the time, it's hard to hear what God is saying, and you sitting here like this trying to be obedient, and all you hear is, what am I gonna cook today? I wonder, does he like me? I wonder, is he cheating on me? Oh, I think what does she mean by, like, if all you hear is thoughts in your head, how the hell do you hear from God? You have no silence. It's chaos even when you try to be still. That shit is a crazy life to live. Like, I thank God I'm not there no more. But that was so hard. Like, I went through so many years of trying to get out of that. Counseling. They told me to journal. It's so funny because I journal all the time now. And it took me forever. I was so resistant. It's a lot of the times the things that make us uncomfortable, or that we'll start and we might kind of like, or we feel like we ain't doing it right because we're not talking about it enough, we're not asking those questions, be some of the most rewarding things ever. Like, for instance, journaling ended up helping me because I actually am able to go back and look at some of the beauty, some of the manifestations, some of the revelations. It's like confirmation. It's like magic in a book when you see your growth. Even when you feel your lowest, it's like it helps you keep that faith alive. I I have seen things that I have said come into life. Like, do you know how beautiful that is? Especially when you kind of think it exists, you hear about it exists, but you don't know if it could work for you. And then you find a way that it worked for you. Um, Church, I've been in and out of church all my life. It ain't resonate. It was too many rules. Now, I'm not saying the word didn't resonate, but I didn't understand it. And then all the rules they put into it, I'm listening to some of the stuff they saying and why they saying it. Like, I hear what you saying Jesus did. I hear what you said God did. But this information is still coming from your perception based off of your journey. It's still coming from a man. Jesus was still a man. And I am not trying to say that I don't believe that certain shit did not happen. I just feel like it's a lot of metaphors. And you really have to understand more than just what one man is telling you. I'm saying to get out here and educate yourself, because for me to be as spiritually mature as I am, I had to get out of the church and go different routes to learn what I learn now. And guess what? I've been able to shift my mind and help shift other people in months of time that would have took a counselor years. And I'm not seeing it in no bragging way. I'm seeing that the shit works, and people need to be out here educating themselves and actually having an open mind and really want to try. But people don't want to do the work. Like, when you want to grow, the manifestations, people who manifest, like, the manifestation is outside of your comfort zone. So yeah, you can have a goal. You can change your mindset. You can take the you gotta definitely believe you can get it, but like, you gotta put the action out there too. And to put the action out there, that means you have to do things that you're not comfortable doing. Why? Because the only way for you to be able to get something that you never got is to do something you've never done. And if that don't resonate with you, you're just not ready to get it. But make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I got a lot out today. I use this sometimes like a journal because I ain't writing all of this. I hope this channels to a lot of people's hearts. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all probably tomorrow, because I've been getting good with being consistent with these videos. I anticipate on having a lot of growth by this time next year. Mark my words. But y'all have a good Thursday. I'll talk to y'all later.